You undoubtedly immediately think of scandal when you hear a title like Carolyn Jones, Bikini Photos, Spark Outrage, Too Bold Even for Adults. You picture astonished expressions, irate remarks, and pictures that people gossip about but can't take their eyes off. But what if the true narrative behind those images is about a lady who refused to fit into a tiny box, fear, and change rather than just skin? Stay tuned to the very end of this film, as what begins as a straightforward bikini shot becomes a far larger lesson about judgment, image, and how one actress set the rules for herself rather than for everyone else. Take a moment to visualize this. Carolyn Jones emerges in a bikini that is bold for its era. The sun is shining, and the sea is serene. In that moment, a peaceful day at the pool or on set becomes a topic of conversation as cameras click and eyes enlarge. There are those who perceive beauty. Some people view art. Others, however, perceive a problem. They claim it is not for family eyes, too much, and too bold. The same image, yet very different responses. And that's where the anger begins to intensify. Many times, people are simply fearful of a woman who is not afraid of her own body. Even though they prefer to pretend that they are defending values, you won't be able to view that fury in the same way once we peel back the curtain. So keep watching to the very end. The cacophony increases when the pictures start to circulate. People who wish to dictate what a woman should wear, even in a basic bikini, have harsh words, rumors, and whispers. Carolyn went too far. According to others, some say the photos are not suitable even for adults. As if grown-ups can't bear to see a self-assured woman by a pool or on the beach. But consider this, are people genuinely startled by the pictures, or are they merely surprised that she dared to deviate from the pleasant little perception they had of her? The narrative begins to change at this point, because there isn't a crazy rebel attempting to disobey the law without justification behind those pictures. Behind them is a working actress who is under pressure from fashion trends, studios, and a society that pushes women to be perfect, but not too perfect. Be attractive but not overconfident. Be attractive but keep it to yourself. A bikini photo shoot turns into a test. Does she apologize while hiding? Or does she declare, "This is my body, and I am not ashamed of it," while standing tall? Carolyn's response was evident in her behavior. She didn't retreat into the darkness. She didn't pretend to have done anything improper. She continued to work, pose, and live her life. That composed response has greater impact than any irate headline. Now consider those who voice their complaints the loudest. Many of them pretend to be astonished after clicking on the pictures. They claim that the pictures are too bold, but they are the ones who distribute, discuss, and amplify them. In actuality, these pictures serve as a mirror. They make people confront their own hypocrisy. On a beach billboard, it's acceptable for a man to be shirtless. But when a lady like Carolyn dons a tiny bikini, it suddenly becomes a problem for adults. It says more about the fear of a woman who owns her space than it does about her. This is where her narrative becomes more than simply photographs, so keep watching. Therefore, keep in mind that the fury expressed in the statement Carolyn Jones bikini photos spark outrage to bold, even for adults, speaks more about our culture than it does about her. There is more to the pictures than just skin exposure. They are about a woman who refused to live by the fear of others and about exhibiting bravery. You can now see more than just the surface of the images if you watched all the way through. If this altered your perspective on these shocking moments, please like the video, tell someone who like vintage stars about it, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Were the pictures too daring, or was she just ahead of her time? In order to avoid missing the next story behind the headlines, don't forget to subscribe.